We're ready to go racing here for GRIDLIFE Touring Cup. The largest field we have ever seen. 55 cars, 28 rows deep. Swenson in a Corvette. Emil Tab in a Mazda Miata. Green flag flies, the front straightaway full of race cars, and we're racing at GRIDLIFE Spring Kickoff. 3 wide down the inside is Andy Smedgaard towards the first corner. Brian Heitkotter up to second. Emil Tab, he got off at the exit of turn 1, kicked some dust clouds up. O'Gorman to the inside of Heitkotter. That's for second place as they come up out of turn 2. Now it's a drag race, 370Z versus S2000. Heitkotter's going to win that drag race for now. O'Gorman closes in the braking zone. Right behind is Ryan Upham in the number 13. That car's mighty quick as well. There's the winning Formula teammates, but Andy Smedgaard in the ASM car, he drops a tire off at the exit of turn 3. Now runs down to turn 4. That's the kink there. But Heitkotter holds second. Look at this mess behind. There's 2 wide, about 8 rows deep, and we're 3 corners into the race already. So look at this. There's Louis Chatroop and DJ Alessandrini, who got by, I believe, or Jake Price has actually driven away from Alessandrini, but down the inside through turn number 10B. And climbing up out of the hole towards turn number 11. Battle up the road. You see on the bottom right of your screen, that's Jeremy Boysen and the S2000 of Joel Morrison for 9 Lives Racing. And there, it's Kerry James in the number 44 that is had gotten by Alessandrini in 10B. So Alessandrini on those Goodyear tires, we've seen DJ win races before back at Mid-Ohio. He was on Hoosiers then. And again, trying this Goodyear tire to see if it's viable. I have not seen anything this weekend that would tell me that that tire is any better or worse than any other tire in the field. Have a look at the left side of your screen. You see those times. Swenson's last lap, a 1:39.040. Heitkotter, a 1:38.967, and a 1:39.023 for O'Gorman. So both second and third were faster than the race leader last time by. There's Andy Smedgaard closing in on Ryan Upham. That would be for 5th spot. And he's building a run here up on the front straight, staying tucked in line for the slipstream. Popping out for turn number 1, but thinks better of it, now back in line. Meanwhile, in the background, there is a whole bunch of cars fighting behind DJ Alessandrini. I think, is that Luke McGrew? No, that's Eric Jensen right behind. And then it's Jake Price, and I believe that is Jake Jorenstad, as well as Justin Lee, having a bit of a scrap back here. That is for about 15th or 16th spot here off into turn 10B. Jorenstad, again, part of the Myriad Motorsports camp, and they have got some really beautiful liveries on those cars. That sort of turquoise, that kind of seafoam metallic green color is really, really good looking. But Jake Price dropping into the clutches. Here we go, and as we expected, Jeremy Swenson running defensive to keep Heitkotter behind him on the back straightaway. This is heading towards turn number 11. We're closing in. He has never won a race in GLTC. Swenson is a recent race winner back at NCM. He runs wide in turn 3. Big slide for Swenson at the exit of turn 3. Now side by side for the race lead here at Gingerman Raceway. Door to door, just a little bit of overlap here, just a fender for Heitkotter. Can he stay alongside through both left-handers in 5 and 6? That's a tall ask, but Swenson offline and out of control, struggling to keep the heat out of those tires, but he hangs on for now. Does he have overlap? Swenson defensive again. Heitkotter lunges onto the brakes around the outside through turn 10B. Can he get the drag race here? Get back on the power. The V6 versus the V8. Nissan versus Chevrolet Corvette. Up the back straightaway again. Heitkotter is close, but not close enough. Back to the checkers, and it's going to be Jeremy Swenson that comes across the line ahead of Brian Heitkotter. What a battle between those two. Swenson, Heitkotter, and Tom O'Gorman, your podium for race number 1. Starting GLTC. Race number 2 of the weekend here at GRIDLIFE Spring Kickoff through turn 1. O'Gorman and Tab side by side. O'Gorman leads the way through. Alessandrini dropping some tires off. One car way wide. I think that's Eric Meadows who's dropped tires off in the dirt. But through turn 2, O'Gorman, Tab, and that's Aaron Lichty, last year's runner-up in the championship, and Ryan Upham side by side towards turn number 3. A frantic start here, as always, in GLTC. They're side by side now as they head down towards turn number 10B. And into that corner now. This is one of the slowest corners on the racetrack. You kind of drop off the cliff here, Nathan, before you get up onto the back straight. Yeah, super tricky corner. You're going downhill there. You think you can go deeper than you really can, so it's real tricky not to go too deep and go off on that corner. I've almost done it a couple times myself this weekend. I think that's Luke McGrew, a little bit slow coming off of 10B, going to lose some ground here. Change to the number 7 coming into this event, and I was kind of joking. That car had a lot of issues with reliability last year and often left a smoke screen, so I was calling him 007 all year long. So look at the power again. I'm so impressed with Ryan Upham's build and how much that thing pulls on the straightaways. The different advantages, a slightly heavier car with more power versus a lighter car with less power. Look at the M3 just drive right by him. Yeah, absolutely. I was curious to see if he could catch up and kind of tuck it back under the brakes. Oh! Almost did. Oh, a little bump there. Yeah, that was a little bit bit of a dive by Aaron Lichte. You see the hand in the air. He definitely didn't mean to get in there that deep. We also see the pace car out on the racetrack. We are under full course yellow here. There's a car up at the exit of turn number, or towards the entry of turn number 3. I think that's Ben Dozman.
Oh,
ooh, that car
is fire.
Definitely has some smoke coming from it. That is Ben Dozman. And that is the Bad Company Racing number 0, and this is a real shame. This car had mechanical issues back at COTA. They rebuilt it just for this event, and it has gone up in smoke yet again. That's a real shame.
That's a really, really tough break. You know, everybody out here is working so hard, and when you have mechanical trouble at the track, it's always a bummer. You come back, you put all your time, effort, and kind of blood, sweat, and tears into it, so you hate to see that.
Yeah, someone going for a ride here with the that's Grant that's helping us out here with the broom and brush. Getting dragged over the oil dry. This is an unorthodox way to do that, but
that has to be a Gingerman invention, maybe? I'm not sure. I've not seen that myself.
I kind of like it, though. Restarting here for GLTC race number 2 from Gingerman Raceway. Tom O'Gorman, Emil Tabb, Ryan Upham, Eric Cattell, and Aaron Lichte. Your front 5. Green flag back in the air. Look at Emil Tabb, a good run up the inside here. Will he have overlap for turn 1? Just a little bit as they get down to the left-hander. Leaves plenty of space, does O'Gorman. Now crossing back over for turn number 2. It's real tight from second on back. Championship last year, 3 wide at the exit of turn 3. That is Luke McGrew alongside, or is that Justin Lee in the 33 car? No, that is McGrew alongside Eric Jensen, Louis Chatroop, and Jake Price behind. And there's Alessandrini at the tail of that group in the Goodyear tired Honda Civic SI. But O'Gorman leads by about 5 car lengths into turn 7, and it's getting real racy up in the front 7 here.
Kind of wondering that, actually, because he kind of scooted out, and he's maintained that almost exact gap the entire time. So almost certainly trying to save the tires and save the brakes a little bit just in case somebody does start getting close, so he can, you know, potentially take home the win.
And there goes Ryan Upham past Emil Tabb for second place, and now we'll set his sights on Tom O'Gorman for the top spot here on the front straightaway. And Emil Tabb get a pretty good run out of turn number 11, has a look up the inside for turn number 1. We'll see if he can get alongside. Not quite. Grab some dirt through turn 1 to hook the car around. Emil Tabb again hounding him, darting left and right in the mirrors. He knows now that with that car offline, he's not going to have the passing opportunity that he wants, so he's going to have to force it somewhere else, a skip and a hop over the curbs through turn 3. Now 3 car lengths between them. We'll see if Cattell can use that front-wheel drive to claw his way forward. One of the nice advantages of front-wheel drive, you get loose, hammer down, you're going to get it, and get it under control.
Absolutely, and there's a couple spots on this track that you can really do that. Unweight the car, get the rotation in there, and then put the power down.
Out to about 8 to 9 car lengths. There's a car off. That's Todd Cayley at the exit of turn number 6. That's a spin for Cayley. He'll get that car back rolling by the looks of it. Sort of dried out offline. And there's Jeremy Boysen going for a ride off in the dirt. Congratulations to Tom O'Gorman. We were talking about all that. He won his 3rd race of his career. O'Gorman sweeps the first 2 races of the weekend here in GLTC. He has somehow avoided all the drama and continues to add to his collection of race wins. And this makes me so happy to see. Just a little under the weather this weekend, so doing my best. As we roll out of turn number 11, GRIDLIFE Touring Cup race number 3 from Gingerman Raceway at Spring Kickoff in 2021. Tom O'Gorman, Ryan Upham sharing that front row. Green flag flies. We're racing at Gingerman Raceway.
Man, what a field.
Double file, 3 wide, heading off into turn number 1. O'Gorman clears Upham. Emil Tabb tried to sneak down the inside, couldn't find an opening. The hybrid racing EG of Eric Cattell slots into 3rd. Still double wide behind him, clean through turn 1. All 3 races this weekend, they've done that successfully. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, watching this from an outside perspective, getting through that turn 1 with this many cars is crazy. Crazy to see.
Look at Ryan Upham right behind Tom O'Gorman. Now Tomo's strength is going to be in the corners, but with that rewards weight, that's really going to slow him down. Upham's strength is on the straightaway, so that could be a real challenge for O'Gorman to hang on. Car off the racetrack, that's DJ Alessandrini. Got off over the curbing at the exit of turn 3. He's back on. We continue green. There is Eric Cattell in the hybrid racing EG right behind Emil Tabb in the winning Formula Miata. That's a battle for 3rd place. Behind them, double file for about 5th spot, or make that 6th spot rather, as we head into turn 7, carrying lots of speed through here, Justin, and it's real tough to stay side by side.
No, it really is, and I know Eric Cattell's coming into this event with some new shocks in the car that I, knowing from experience, takes some time to get dialed in. So that might be a little bit what's going on with his pace, but doing really well considering, you know, the changes that he's made. He's like us and always has to make changes. I mean, that's the name of the game.
We're 3 wide into turn 11, a little bit farther back. Here's some chaos. Louis Chatroop, Andy Smedgaard in there. Andy won 2 races back at NCM a couple months ago. There's Luke McGrew, followed by Chatroop, Smedgaard, and Alessandrini climbing back upward after that off in turn 3.
Nice, tight racing. Everybody keeping it clean. It's, you know, the type of racing we want to see around here. These guys are really showing the place to be, and this is man, great driving, great groups, nice tight pack, no incidents. Everyone's staying on track so far. A lot to say for how greasy it is out there. I can only imagine. Being able to get a little bit of a lead, knowing that later that rewards weight's going to come back to bite him in temps. So, you know, he just needs to keep pushing, get himself as big of a gap as he can. Eric Catil really moving up, putting pressure on Emil. He's going to be someone I think that's going to be a contender later in this race or going into the invert for race 4.
Here we go. Now Catil pulls alongside Emil Tab on the run down to turn number 3. Can he pull that K-Swap Civic alongside the K-Swap Miata? Not quite. Within a foot of the bumper down through turn number 3. No dice though. Look who's coming. Aaron Lichty, the runner-up from the championship last year. The winningest driver in GLTC is lurking in 5th. Never count him out. Tightening up, 4-car battle for 2nd, and behind him for 6th. It's also going to tighten up. 3 cars behind Eric Jensen, or make that 2. Jensen, McGrew, and then Andy Smedgaard. So McGrew actually got by Smedgaard because Smedgaard got held up by Jensen. So a bit of an accordion effect here, but Smedgaard's not going to wait in the end.
No, we're going to have some good racing here. Towards the end of the race, all these guys are going to be slipping and sliding all over. We're going to have to see some good racing. Looks like Emil maybe dropping a tire. Tomo just driving away with it. Really even battles with.
Whoa! Bit of a contact there. Smedgaard gets into the back of Eric Jensen. McGrew's going to
split 3 wide.
3 wide for position for 6th place. That was an amazing move, but Jensen hangs on. Smedgaard going to have to go the long way around, but McGrew's there now, side by side through 5 and 6. What a battle here.
Swenson just looking for an opportunity, waiting for somebody to make a mistake. He's really doing a great job being patient. No reason to get your nose in there on a 3-card fight when you can just wait.
Yeah, Swenson watching this, smelling blood in the water, that's for sure. Through turn 7, 8, and 9 now. Good runs there. Joel Morrison up 22 spots from 44th to 22nd. So lots of drivers taking advantage of the very clean and competitive racing out there right now. We should be expecting a white flag anytime here, Justin. So
yeah, 12 minutes in, we got the battles have not stopped. I'm surprised that Swenson has not been able to find a hole between these two, but I mean, Luke and Smedgaard have been door to door since lap 1. So, man, they are just cannot find a way by it. The cars seem so even.
And Luke McGrew again.
We got somebody way off in the grass over here.
Oh wow, trying to see what car it is.
That's one of the front group there. Unless that was a lap down
it's a
car.
Lap car. It might be Will Leahy's.
Man, hopefully he comes.
Civic?
Hopefully he watches coming back on track. We've got cars coming by.
There will be a local yellow in that area until he's back on course. That was a topic of discussion earlier in the weekend, but so far so good. 4-way battle for 2nd again. Oh, Tab way out in the dirty stuff. Got the marbles. That's going to open up the door for the hybrid racing EG of Eric Catil. Drag race down the backstretch, and here comes Aaron Lichty into the party for 2nd place. Or make that 3rd place rather. From Jeremy Swenson.
Luke and Smedgaard still side by side. And I know out of that 4 group towards the front, Aaron is the only car out of that group that does not have ABS brakes.
Yes.
So that is not going to help him going into turn 11 on the final lap to try to go for that lunge. He's going to be, knowing Aaron, he's going to be extra careful anyway. Aaron doesn't want to put anybody in a compromising position, but the no ABS on this slick track is not going to help.
Jeremy Swenson now pulling even with Luke McGrew. Look at that V8 pulling on the Duratec swapped, basically a Ford Fusion motor in Luke McGrew's Miata. Big slide though for Swenson. Can McGrew pull alongside? Not quite. He'll have to tuck in behind as they head through turn number 7 and 8.
Pretty much pulled away. Here's Tomo just gone.
For Tomo Gorman, back at NCM a couple months ago, he broke a winless streak in GLTC, and now he will come out of turn number 11. This will be his 4th win in a row, the 3rd this weekend. Tomo Gorman claims it, 3 for 3 at Gingerman Spring Kickoff. Behind him, Upham 2nd, Emil Tab and Eric Catil. They were racing to the line. They will finish as they were, 3rd, 4th, Lichty 5th. Great battles there, Justin, but as we come out of turn 4, 15 minutes on the board, time to go racing. From Gingerman Raceway and GRIDLIFE Touring Cup. Green flag flies, Eric Jensen leads him to the green.
It looks like...
big dive up the inside for Swenson, 3 wide into turn 1. The purple Corvette takes the lead away. He actually finished the race first on Saturday morning. Race number 1 got DQ'd for a yellow flag infraction. Look at this, 3 wide Alessandrini, Upham, O'Gorman, Chatru, side by side through turn number 2. This is wild stuff on the back straightaway heading to turn 3.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if Jeremy can keep that car out front, build a gap while those street tires that he's on are still good, so to speak. But there's going to be a lot of scrapping behind him, and the more those guys fight, the better it is for him.
It's really, really hot out there. Track temps well into over the triple digits. So Swenson's going to struggle to keep the heat out of those rear tires. So everyone else is going to have to chase him. They can't mess about with each other. That's what happened in race number 2. There is race 3, I should have mentioned. There was a car that was slow at the exit of turn 3. I didn't get a good look at who that was. It's Eric Jensen that's in front of Lichty. So across the line, it's Swenson, and then it's going to be McGrew, Smedgaard, Catil, and then it's going to be Jensen, Lichty, Upham, Tab, and O'Gorman, the rest of the top 10. A little bit of dust flying in the final corner as Eric Catil brings the fight to the back of Smedgaard through turn 2. NCM Motorsports Park won the weekend and 2 races, but hasn't seen victory yet this weekend because his teammate's been winning everything so far.
Yeah, Andy's always a fast driver. You usually do see him up towards the top since he switched over to the GLTC, so it's good to see him up there, and it's not really all that much of a surprise, to be honest with you. Taking a little bit of a look, I got to say Luke's car is really mean looking in person, a little black Miata, but yeah, it looks like Andy might have him going into the braking zone here.
And that is, there's more than what the eye can see, and that Miata as Smedgaard goes down the inside for turn number 11. McGrew's Miata is actually powered by a Ford Fusion motor, a Duratec Ford engine, 4-cylinder inline straight motor. And you see Smedgaard now pulling with him in that K-Swap S2000 from ASM, dead even into turn number 1. Smedgaard going to try to go the long way around. Was there a touch there? Maybe just a little bit of paint trading once more. Here comes Catil. He wants into the fight. 3-way battle for second.
Yeah, Smedgaard was able to keep it on the inside there going through turn number 2, which really sets him up nicely for really the next 2 corners. As long as he can keep it there, he should be able to keep Luke behind him. Yeah,
he's been working over him for several corners now, and Smedgaard is through. They got to get this over with because Swenson ran quicker than them still last time. If he gets too far out front, he can just take it easy and coast to victory.
Yeah, definitely. These guys scrapping is helping out Swenson quite a bit. The gap that he's built.
EG, another car that has seen some changes in the offseason, a K-Swap last season, and kind of working that car all throughout the year. Ended up winning the championship, but 2021 has been a hard year for him. Reliability issues have plagued that car. Hybrid Racing has been on site helping him fix it as we ride on board with Tom O'Gorman. But Eric has not seen victory since COTA a couple months ago, so he would like to move forward and get by McGrew and Smedgaard here. That because DJ Alessandrini is another driver in the front-wheel drive category with the Civic Si trying that new Goodyear tire. I had Justin Kelly on with me earlier. He was saying that the Goodyear tire might actually be better on a rear-wheel drive car, but look at this battle now. Upham and Lichty side by side. They had a little bit of a run-in yesterday. There's O'Gorman right behind and Brian Heitkotter in the mix. This is all a battle for about 6th spot right behind Eric Jensen. So this is going to be a good scrap. 5 cars if you look back to Emil Tab. As O'Gorman goes down the inside of Heitkotter, these two, I'm sure, trust each other a whole bunch, both from a pro racing background. Good action here. Door-to-door between an S2000 and a 370, but Heitkotter hangs on.
Yeah, it looks like Heitkotter got him, and I'm curious to see how he does with Upham. Both of those cars have a lot of power, relatively speaking, so he should be able to kind of deal with Upham a little bit more easily than some of the lighter weight, lower power cars. Do something with Upham.
Yeah, here he comes. Now looking up the inside of Ryan Upham. Door is open. He's going to go down there. Upham turns in. That's real tight down there. Not quite a touch, but couldn't slide a piece of paper between them as they come up off the corner. Now drag race down the backstretch. This is the battle I think we wanted to see all weekend long. Chris Forsberg Racing versus Ryan Upham. Drag racing 370Z V6 versus the BMW power plant in the M3. Down to turn number 11. Upham's way late on the brakes. And I think he's a little wide, drove in too deep, and O'Gorman now with a huge run. He's going to take it and look to driver's left. There's a cone out there in the middle of the racetrack that O'Gorman almost drilled. Was that, did Emil Tab just pass O'Gorman in the yellow flag area? It looked like he might have. Okay. Again, I don't know. There's a corner station in turn 2 as well, so he might have gotten it done after. Again, that's been the discussion all weekend long. His drivers trying to drive in through the red mist, and in this 50-car field, sort of losing track of where they are. That's a big mistake if it happened. But here's Chatroop all over O'Gorman now. Oh, he's going to dive down the inside for turn 5. O'Gorman says no thanks, covers the inside now as we see a safety truck driving by us. There must be a car stopped off track somewhere. Back on Tab here, and there's Heitkotter on Lichty. That 370Z making short work of the K-Miata, but can't quite get overlap. Now he does drag race to turn 11.
He's on the outside, which doesn't really suit the position, but he might be able to just put the power down and get it going into turn 1.
Yeah, that cone might be on some sort of track imperfection or a rut or something that they might want drivers to stay out of. Flag probably next time by Jensen across the line, running in 5th spot at the moment. Heitkotter to the inside through turn number 1. Whoa, trouble. And that is Ben Harisco and Taylor Gajewski right in front of the leaders as they get down to turn number 1. He's going to get to do it again. Jeremy Swenson out of turn number 11 comes back to his 2nd GLTC checkered flag. Jeremy Swenson wins GRIDLIFE Spring Kickoff race number 4. Andy Smedgaard out of turn 11. He will finish in 2nd. And behind them, the battle for 5th, that's Heitkotter and it's going to be a drag race back to line with Jensen, V8 FRS versus 370Z. It's going to be Heitkotter that beats him to the line by half a car length. That's great.
Yeah, that's great racing. It was really fantastic. Jensen just kind of checked out and ran his own race, kept it clean. And that build, as you mentioned, really has kind of reformulated the idea of what works best in the series.
Absolutely. Jornstad and Morrison having a really good battle to the end there as well. Photo finish for those guys just outside of the top 10. Well, for Jeremy Swenson, he got it done. Smedgard was not able to run him back down. Luke McGrew, third. That's a podium for him. That's good for the points picture. He came into the weekend leading the points. Eric Cattell, fourth. Brian Heitkotter in fifth. And what a weekend for him.